17th of August 2020. How's it going, guys? We're going to do another walk in the park here. Beautiful day today. We got lots of things to talk about. Try to stay a little bit closer so they can hear me. I'm not affiliated with any other YouTube channel. I want to say that right now again, guys, just to let everybody know. But I want to recommend one today, again here, and it's called Israeli News Live. Now, you need to go check his site out as soon as possible, because he's got some breaking stuff there. It's pretty interesting. They're talking over there that they're gutting maybe some of just regular passenger airliners, taking the seats out on the inside, and maybe planning on bringing guns in here to the United States, to different fraction groups here. So it's something everybody needs to be aware of, and everybody needs to have eyes open here, guys. Definitely. It's something to really be looking out for. I mean, I know we got a lot of guns here, but if they brought more guns in, depending more modern guns, who knows? Check the website out. Pretty cool. Now we're going to talk about something else. One of the places I worked with a lady that worked at a Lake City Arsenal here. And she gave me some information way back. It's just almost unbelievable. They say they got stockpiles of ammo here. I mean, she told me they had enough stock back up in there for 20 years of war. 20 years. So, interesting stuff. Actually, when I worked out there at that apartment complex, one of the ladies they hired in had worked there for a long time. I don't know if she had retired from that or she just left out there. So who knows what they have now. That was years ago, so I'm sure they get a lot more. I think they had a 5-year downtime out there. I don't know where if they refitted what they were doing or whatever. Interesting. But they want to try to get all these groups stirred up, definitely, here in the United States. Try to cause problems, no doubt. What I found interesting too, he was talking about this had something to do with over there, maybe in Rome over there by the Vatican. Oh, isn't that interesting with the Catholics and the Germans? You know, there's a reason why I got a little stink on some of this. You know, I'm not prejudiced against really nobody, but probably about it's probably about 8 years ago. I was up there at Ameristar. There's a lot of Germans. There's a lot of Germans all over. There's good Germans and there's bad Germans. But this, another young guy, highly educated, was up there. He was a neo-Nazi. I like to go up there. What I went up there for was to dance and listen to music. But there was different fraction groups. You know, you got your witchcraft groups, you got your religious groups that are connected into this stuff. A little bit of everything. And what's interesting on all this guy, he's a young guy, and he opened his mouth too much. And he started talking. What happened, there was a guy that somebody had up there had autism. And this played into the witchcraft bunch group. But getting on with this, he says, he leans over to me. I was listening to this band that was playing. This is when they still had the bands that played inside the casino in the bar. And he goes, do you really think he knows where he's at even? Or, you know, he said, do you think that somebody like that should live? I said, well, everybody should have a chance to do whatever they want in society in this day and age. And, you know, and he kept on going on. And he started talking about the Koreans. He said all the Koreans should be dead. And he said and the blacks too. Now that really ticked me. I got a real good black friend. I went all the way through school. I stood there when a lot of the whites didn't like him there up at Raytown High School. And I stood with him and we became real good friends. But, you know, here you go again. And then you got different fractions of them. You got two big neo-Nazi groups here in Kansas City. And some of them, say, the thing of it is, they have their own beliefs about certain things about everything here. And there's a lot more to it. A lot. I mean, it would take hours just to get into all this. But, you know, when he said, and then it just like, if you're a Heinz, I mean, if you're like me or somebody else, I mean, if you got a mix of English and Irish, or American Indian or anything, well, we're expendable too. See, because they believe that they're the pure race. You know, this goes back to Hitler, and they think that they're it. Well, you know, if they're it, they got blue eyes. Blue eyes ain't the greatest. Blue eyes are weak. I mean, I went through the divorce. I was married to a German. My son's got blue eyes. He's had to wear glasses and contacts almost since he was born. And then, I mean, they usually have gap teeth, lots of them. I mean, you know, but this isn't about that. But see, that it's with that's all they dwell on. See, that's the problem with all this stuff. You know, to me, you have to have a variety. I mean, that's what makes us unique. That's what makes us different. But getting on to this, what I've never forgot is, like he said, they'd like to see them all dead. And I'm thinking, and he was serious. I'm not joking. They don't give, they don't stop. So the government here, Trump here, better be watching Kansas City. Definitely watching Kansas City. Because the drugs and the guns fuel all that here. And boy, it's deep and it's hidden. So, one night, I was at one of the biker bars. We all know where the Carlos was. We know where Doc Holliday's and the Tool Shed is. Those are different fractions, and we'll talk about that a different day. Because there are many different things that they got spaced out in the city in different quadrants here in Kansas City. And different areas are controlled by different people. So, interesting. Very interesting. But I just couldn't believe that we had gone back. I mean, Here I was from the 80s. I mean, World War II was back during my dad's time. I mean, he was there when after they dropped the atomic bomb in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. And I just can't imagine on all this trying to do it all over again. That's what's strange.
Jog it out.
But the hate that they have, thinking that they're the superior race, way off. So if people want to turn a blind eye, I think it's going to go away. It ain't going to go away. And they do mean business. I'll tell you that much. You know, there was thousands upon thousands of lives that was fought for this country to keep it free. And I believe in that. Like I told you guys before, a lot of the witchcraft bunches here in Kansas City, they're ex-military. And like I said, I know what they said. They were waiting for the government to fall. But I mean, what's crazy, I mean, here you got that one guy running the main show here in Kansas City there for a while, working for Honeywell, working on different weaponry and stuff. I mean, insane. I hope we got enough weapons to do what we need to do. You know, to think that you'd have to go from state to state and you'd have to go through checkpoints. You know, my son asked me, he said, why would that be bad? I said, well, it's different to go over to Europe. You go over to Europe, you got one country butted up against another country. I mean, that makes sense why they ask, basically why, you know, you got to have a passport, go over there, go through everything. But in a free country, you can go anywhere you want. You can drive anywhere you want. And once that freedom's taken away, it won't come back. And there are people out there that's willing to sell out for anything. Anything at all. One thing I can't be bought. And I believe in the USA. So, bottom line, stand on the line, no doubt. I mean, all these temp packs, I'm still looking at all these tent tags floating around here. I haven't filmed any in a while. I'm still seeing a whole bunch of them with second, third, fourth, all the way up. I wonder if they were supposed to do that by November. But if these places are open, why is it taking so long now? No, it was another way to not track people. And if you had fractions of groups or other people coming in here that you didn't want tracked, what better way? What better excuse? You know, it's just like old Mike said, Paul Bigley, about the mask and stuff. Everybody's arguing, fighting about the mask when other things are being turned, other things are being voted on behind closed doors. People aren't watching everything they need to be looking at. They need to have their eyes open a little bit more on everything. Beautiful day, guys.
Yeah.
There's a turtle. I don't know if he's going to jump off. See him right through there? He's over here in the log. See him? Can you get him right through there? I think he just jumped.
He jumped.
Yeah, he jumped.
Pretty nice out today.
Yep. Got a lot more stuff to talk about, guys. Down the line, we're going to talk about the Pentagon. There's some people also that I ran into. Interesting. Problem of it is you don't know who's been compromised and who hasn't. That's the thing. That's the thing. It's like that, what is it? Like the X-Files. Trust no one, guys. And that's the case. You know, some of these vehicles in the city here, in certain places, it's set at 1, 2, 3 a.m. in the morning out in the streets. What are they doing? I mean, I've got stuff on camera here, some things where they'll sit there. They'll sit there for a half hour, even in the street late at night. What are they doing? You know, this place here, I love this park to walk here, but it's a great strategic place too. It takes about 3 to 4 minutes to drive in here. So if you got to look out, there's only 2 ways in here. You have to come in from this end or up on 291. So if you got to look out down here or look out over here and they get on their cell phone, anybody that's doing anything over here, if they're dealing, guess what? They know. They can relay and tell them, heads up. Now last night, I just drove out here real late because I wanted to see. They actually had a vehicle, police vehicle out here, sitting out here watching last night for a little while, which is good. But the problem of it is, it's like some of these vehicles here sit here. Some of these are here 3/4 a day. What are they doing? Some of these. And it doesn't matter what age either. That's the thing. Age plays no factor in this. Because there's a lot of them got their hands involved in all this. Anyway, guys, good video. Have a good one.